of the show for today. We've been joined by Reverend Ronald Poe, who is the pastor of St. Luke CME Church. And of course, Reverend Brown, before we had our first commercial break, we were talking about your background and your education and how you became involved with the ministry. Let's give Reverend Poe an opportunity to tell us about his background, his education, and some information, and then we'll get into a topic that I know the two of you are interested in, and that's the Ecumenical Bills 2000. Let's talk to you, Reverend Poe.
Let me thank you, Dr. Haney, for allowing me to do that. I'm an Alabamian, born and reared in Thomasville, Alabama. My early education was in the public schools in Clark County. And I graduated in 1968 from high school. From that, I went to junior college in Mobile, Alabama. From junior college, I went to a four-year institution at Alabama State University in Montgomery, Alabama, where I received both a bachelor's of science degree and a master's of education degree, one in 1972 and the other in 1973. I am what is called a bivocational minister, and I like to categorize myself as such, following the model of the Apostle Paul. I pastored in Alabama at Williams Temple Christian Methodist Episcopal Church for about 12 years, and after pastoring for 12 years, I became keenly aware of my need to get training in the ministry at a higher level. And as a result of that, I resigned my position as principal of Jackson Middle School in Clark County and moved to Memphis, Tennessee, and started my divinity training at Memphis Theological Seminary, where I started in 1991, and I graduated in 1994 with a Master's of Divinity degree. And upon graduating from Memphis Theological Seminary, I was assigned to St. Luke Christian Methodist Episcopal Church in 1994, and I've been there since that time frame. Currently, I am pursuing a Doctor's of Education degree from Peabody College at Vanderbilt University, where I hope to conclude that this year, if not this year, in 2004. So that gives you a little bit about my educational background and to some degree the length and breadth of my educational ministry, as well as my ministry with churches as pastor and preacher and evangelist. But I like to think of myself as a bivocational minister, because I minister not only with people in the church, but I also minister with children in the school, in the school system, and I feel real good about that. And hopefully I'll be able to continue that for another 15 to 20 years.
Very good.
And I do plan to retire sometimes in the foreseeable future.
Oh, very good. You know, Reverend Poe, I think that both you and Reverend Brown have been involved in a project that is sort of general in dealing with the construction of houses for the needy. I think it was called, first of all, Reverend Brown, if you'll explain it to us, the Ecumenical Bill 2000. Let's talk about that and have the two of you give us some information about the need for housing and what has to be done in order to have access, for folks to have access, greater access to housing.
Let me say this, Dr. Haney. My first even hearing about Habitat for Humanity, one night I was watching the Johnny Carson show, and former President Jimmy Carter was on there explaining about how he was involved with a program that was building houses for less fortunate, not only here in the United States, but abroad. So, and then I forgot completely about it until last year when Reverend Poe approached me and asked me could he come and make a presentation to our deacon ministry and trustee ministry about Habitat for Humanity Ecumenical Bill 2002. And so God has blessed us financially, and first when he blesses us to bless him and to be a blessing to others. So through our finances and our working, help build a house for some needy people.
You know, Reverend Poe, I think you mentioned the need that has been identified in reference to housing for the needy. Why don't you give us some kind of information reference to what has been done and what you're planning on, what you and others are planning on doing in terms of trying to increase the need that people have for houses?
As part of the broad-based sense of ministries at St. Luke, we involve ourselves with getting involved in the community and helping in any way we can. We have been involved with Habitat for Humanity for about 5 years in terms of making contributions, being a participant. But last year, we saw the need to not only participate financially and as well as for human resources. We saw the need to take a lead, because many of the people who receive Habitat houses are African Americans. And I say that not in a discriminatory way, but the fact that many of the people who receive those homes are African American. And because of that, we felt like we should be more on the front end and taking a leadership role to bring about those persons to get homes, and in so doing, not only were we willing to invest money, but we were also willing to invest human resources and energy into doing that. And having that in mind, we thought it would be good to involve many of the African American churches in this community, as well as other persons and companies to help us with securing homes for people who needed homes and so forth. So what we did was to send out letters and invite people to come in and join us to participate in what we call Habitat Bill Ecumenical 2002. And with that in mind, we went to seek out other participants and stakeholders, and I'm just so happy that my friend Rev Brown
Very good.
was able to help us.
And of course, let me have the second commercial break, Reverend Poe, and